As our hearts go out to Las Vegas today, we're reminded again of the attack that took place in this city only a few months ago. And if there is a message to our American friends, it is this, that they will come through it and they will come back stronger, because this city has shown that nothing and no one can bow the indomitable spirit of the people of Manchester. The impression is being given that this country is not up to it. The most pessimistic of them all is not the media or our friends in the EU Commission or the excitable Monsieur Guy Verhofstadt. Far from it, it's Jeremy Corbyn, that NATO-bashing, trident-scrapping would-be abolisher of the British Army, whose first instinct is to upend the analysis until he can find a way of blaming British foreign policy, and whose response to the grisly events in Venezuela is to side with the regime simply because they are fellow lefties. He says he still admires Bolivarian revolutionary socialism. I say he's Caracas. It's beyond satire. At a time when the world should unite to condemn Venezuela's Maduro, we have the leader of Britain's official opposition giving cover to a government that is jailing opponents, shooting demonstrators, intimidating journalists, and repressing human rights. It is a disgrace. He didn't win. You won. We won. She won more votes than any party leader, and the whole country owes her a debt for her steadfastness in taking Britain forward, as she will, to a great Brexit deal. And I'm not saying that everyone automatically loves us, or that everyone completely follows our sense of humour. But there is a huge desire out there for us to engage with the world more emphatically. And after Brexit, that is what our friends and partners are going to get, as this country is freed from endlessly trying to block things in Brussels committee rooms, freed to stop being negative and to start being positive about what we believe in, including free trade. And yes, we are leaving the EU. As the Prime Minister has said, we can create a deep and special partnership built on free trade, with a strong EU, buttressed and supported by a strong UK. And since it is manifestly absurd to argue that European values or culture are somehow defined or delimited by the institutions of the EU, we will be no less European. We are one of the great quintessential European nations, in many ways the most influential European nation of all. Look at the United Kingdom, the lowest unemployment rate for 42 years, the highest number of people in work ever, the #1 destination for investment into Europe. And every time one of these facts emerges, it is reported in tones of slight disappointment, and with the inevitable qualification, despite Brexit. It is time to stop treating the referendum result as though it were a plague of boils or a murrain on our cattle or an inexplicable aberration by 17.4 million people. It is time to be bold. And there is no country better placed than Britain, where it is not only the place where the atom was first split, but which has become a gigantic cyclotron of talent in which people are coming together from every discipline. We are consistently rated the global capital of innovation. We export more TV programs than any other country in Europe. We export a program to Cambodia, Nik Neng Kle Che Sethe, which means, who wants to be a millionaire? Thanks to the triumph of conservative values that you are allowed to become a millionaire in Cambodia these days without being dispatched for re-education by some Asiatic John McDonnell. We lead the world in bioscience and fintech and many other techs and some branches of artificial intelligence, cybernetics. What was Corbyn's first response on hearing the news? He wants to tax robots, make them join the union. To ask you, did Manchester become great by taxing the spinning jenny? We have a growing space program run by my brother Joe Johnson, and I have a candidate for the first man we gently blast into orbit. The superannuated space cadet from Islington,